Everybody, this is Coach Desmond for another edition of Getting Clear with Coach Desmond. Guys, listen, I've got another great one here for you. Listen to this question and let me know if this applies to you, because I know it applied to me. For those of you who are on your journey, I know you've asked this question either out loud or in person. What's the question? Why is it that everyone else is doing better than me? Guys, listen, if you're being honest, I'm sure you've asked that question. Whether you're in ministry, why is that person's church bigger than me? Why is that person's church growing better than mine? Why is my business not taking off? It's been we've been doing this business for 5, 7, 10, 20 years, whatever the situation may be. And as a result of that, you're looking around and you're saying, oh my gosh, you're looking around other people, and it seems like they are always abounding. It seems like they're always moving forward. It seems like they're always increasing on a seemingly regular basis. We're going to break this thing down for you right now, because today I believe I have found the truth. In fact, most of all, I found the unlock to basically answering this incredible question. It blessed me, and I know it's going to go ahead and bless you, particularly if you're in business, and most of all, if you're on your journey to basically becoming more than what you are right now. Okay, guys, so guys, you guys know me. You've been watching my videos for a long time, but for those of you who guys don't, my name is Coach Desmond. Matter of fact, I'm a peak performance coach. I specialize in working with introverted perfectionists. You know who you are, showing them how to start, build, and grow their businesses, particularly in the area of sales on that. And you know, also as a Christian, matter of fact, business leader as well, I oftentimes connect the scriptures to what I'm doing in business, and the principles that I'm seeing are absolutely timeless. Here's one that I came across that I think you're going to love. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 6. What's that scripture? It goes like this: plant your seed in the morning, stay busy all afternoon, for you don't know where profit will come from. Maybe from one thing or the other, or maybe both. So for those, Ecclesiastes 11 verse 6, that's in the New Living Translation. Now, guys, why I've mentioned that scripture before, but today, for some reason, it just hit differently. As we're asking this question, why does it seem like others are doing constantly better than ourselves? When I started taking a look at this and I started asking around and started doing some study, it immediately started taking me to the parable of the farmer. Okay, and also, and the one thing I got a chance to look deeper into that principle as how, matter of fact, the farmer also is able to go ahead and prosper with matter of fact, with their crops. Here are a number of things that came out that's going to answer this question right off the bat. You see, when a farmer plants, they don't just plant one seed, wait, then harvest. No, they plant thousands of seeds. And here's the second thing: they plant thousands of seeds, and they already have a proper expectation. What's the expectation? They know a bunch of those seeds are not going to germinate. Some of them are going to fall by the wayside. They're not either going to go ahead and be stunted. They're going to be not worthy of anything. But we also know that a good portion of those will probably end up either producing 30, 60, or 100-fold. Guys, this is absolutely huge, because what's happening with many of us right now, particularly of us individuals who work hard. You know, I get up every day, man. I'm doing matter of fact, I'm working sometimes 16, 20, 80, matter of fact, 20 hours a day, man, 80 hours a week, man. I'm working hard. But why is it that it doesn't seem like you're really producing much? Here's the reason. Your job, what you're doing, is really providing what you call a one-to-one return. For example, you, matter of fact, agree to go ahead and work for $200 a week. So no matter how early you get up, or matter of fact, or how late you go to bed, or how often you are thinking about that business, you're only going to go ahead and get exactly what you agreed to, the $200 a week, or whatever the situation may be. That is a one-to-one, matter of fact, relationship or agreement that basically is going to be static no matter what you do. And for a vast majority of a lot of people in the world, that's exactly the relationship that we have in terms of what we're doing. We're working hard, but the problem is the vehicle. It's not your effort, it's the vehicle. Matter of fact, so with this in mind, then, the things you're doing do not provide any additional benefits, no additional increases. You get, matter of fact, what you give is exactly what you're going to go ahead and get. But what's happening to the others, the individuals that you consider lucky, the rich out there? Here's what they're doing. They're operating from a perspective of investing in things that provide not a one-to-one return, but a one-to-many return. Like the farmer, they're not just sowing one seed, they're sowing thousands of seed. The perfect representation these days is obviously the stock market. You know, when a person understands this principle, the world begins to open up. Why? Because when you're in the stock market, you can invest in 5, 10, 50, hundreds, if not thousands of companies. And like the mentality of the farmer, they already know a vast majority of them are going to go bust. Then also another portion are going to be so-so. But then a good portion are going to be amazingly successful. And so many of us, myself included, thought that we had to be the guru who was able to go ahead and get it right the first time. You know, get lucky to invest in Google and Facebook at the right time. That's how to do it. But the fact of the matter is, we're calling some of these investors geniuses, but it turns out at that time, Google and Facebook were probably one of hundreds of stocks that they had invested in that just happened to go ahead and bear fruit in their season. Guys, for so many of us right now, the problem, matter of fact, when we're trying to figure out how can I start creating more abundance in my life, how can I start doing that? And it's going to start off by you now changing, first of all, your mindset. It turns out that what you're doing right now, ask yourself, is this creating a one-to-one relationship? Meaning in terms of if I work this job, no matter how hard I do, I'm only going to go ahead and get this set outcome. Now, first of all, don't hate the player, just understand the game. This is the game that you have been playing for a long time, and for a lot of you, give yourself some grace. You didn't know it prior to this video. But now that you know, what are you going to go ahead and do? You see, the farmer plants thousands of seeds. And while I'm not necessarily saying that you need to be doing the thousands per se, you need to be doing way more than you're doing now. For a lot of you right now who just came out of college, you're getting frustrated. Why? Because you're now having to send out 20, 30, 40, 50 resumes. Guys, this is a principle. You're not doing anything wrong. And I think that's where the problem was for me for so long. When I was working as hard and matter of fact, talking to all these people going on here and all stuff, I thought I was doing something wrong because everyone else made it look so easy. But it turns out that's the principle for success. The other principle here is to start investing your time and energy in things that provide a one-to-many return. You see, when we start talking about leverage, that word always got me befuddled. It always got me confused. But what leverage is very, very simply is the type of activity that continues to work long after you stop. Think about this. When a farmer plants that seed and all stuff, he's gone to bed, but that seed is continuing to do what? Bear roots. It's bearing fruit. It's doing all type of activity even when they stop planting it. For a lot of people who are investing in stocks, they've already just simply put their stock in this group and that group, and they go on about their business. For a lot of us, myself, homeowners, I'm going about my business. I've already bought my home, but it continues to go ahead and grow in value even without me doing anything. That's been what people are doing right now, and this is the reason why they're doing it. But guys, listen in. This is the biggest part of this discussion. Matter of fact, in Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 6, it says, plant your seed in the morning, stay busy all afternoon, for you don't know where profit will come from. Maybe one thing or the other, or maybe both. And most of all, you don't know the time that you're going to go ahead and reap that harvest. This is why it seems like everybody else, Becky with the good hair, Bill is always getting promotion. Why is this going on? In my fact, it turns out so-and-so has another testimony. What's going on? Because what you did not know is that all these individuals were consistently sowing seed at different points and at different times. And they had no idea when those seeds were going to go ahead and manifest. You had no idea that your act of kindness to that stranger was going to go ahead and make that stranger get to a point to where they were able now to go ahead and now become rich, or in fact, very, very thankful. And they never forgot your kindness. And just when you needed it the most, it was that stranger that was able to go ahead and come in and return the favor of kindness back to you. You know, we hear stories about that all the time. I heard about, matter of fact, about a barber, and also a barber who had been a long time, matter of fact, a pillar of the community, who fell on hard times and was about to lose his shop. Turns out one of his customers almost 20 years ago came in and he got blessed with a free haircut, which led to a job. And that job turned out to be great. He got multiple promotions on that. It led him to have a very successful life. And when he found out that that barber, who basically was able to cut his hair for free, was falling on hard times, now that he was doing well, he was enthusiastic about coming in out, and now he not only did he buy the building, he bought the loan. going on here, and he returned the keys back to that barber. You see, that barber's act of kindness back then was able to reap a harvest at just when they needed it. Now, I want you to imagine what you're doing, not only in terms of kindness, but also let's get back to business. What else are you doing? If you're a coach like me, going on here, do you have a podcast? Are you doing a video, kind of like what I'm doing right now? On that, are you basically now going and talking to other churches and women's organizations or men organizations and asking for the ability to speak? On that, did you get a chance to write that book, that second book, third book, fourth book, fifth book? You see, all these efforts are things that you're able to go ahead and do, but you don't know if they're going to pop off. Stephen King had already written 4 novels prior to his 5th novel, which took off. You see, he continued to plant his seed. For you don't know where profit will come from, maybe from one thing or the other, or maybe both. Too many of us have the wrong expectations that I'm going to do this and it's going to automatically blow up, and that I do this and it's going to automatically blow. That's not how this works. What I'm seeing right now is that the real success that I want to do is have a lifestyle of sowing, a lifestyle of building, giving, birthing, and building. Because they're all planting at different times, and I don't know when they're going to harvest, but when they do, if I've been planting good seed, I will go and get good fruit, and it will manifest just when I need it. That's why it seems like those individuals always seem to be prospering. Those individuals always seem to be innovative, because they're always planting, not just one seed at a time, hundreds, thousands. Now, please don't get overwhelmed by what I just said here. The point is, you know that you need to be busier. If you're looking at this video and you're saying to yourself, my gosh, I think that's me. I've been depending on the same job to go ahead and do everything that I want to go ahead and do, and it's no wonder why I'm frustrated. It's not the job's responsibility for you to go ahead and prosper. It's yours. And it's your job to go ahead and start, matter of fact, doing what? Not just planting just seeds, matter of fact, planting seeds that only provide a 1-to-1 return. Does your seed that you're planting create a multiple return? Or better yet, I had a friend of mine tell me, matter of fact, not too long ago. He says, you can count the number of seeds in an apple, but you can't count the number of apples in a seed. Guys, I want you right now to go ahead and pull back. Remove the anger, remove the frustration right now. Going on here, you have more leverage in this than you are right now. There is so much more that you can be doing, okay? It's not an indictment that you're doing things wrong because you're having to work so hard. This is part of the process. Remember, the farmer plants thousands of seeds, and the farmer has a healthy expectation. They already know that many of those seeds won't even make it. They already know that. But they do know that a number of seeds will end up basically bringing back 30, 60, some 100-fold. For many of you right now, like myself, we have not planted enough seed. We have not done enough. We have not focused our efforts on the type of things that provide multiple returns, even when we're not active. This video right now, I don't know who's going to see it. Maybe this is going to set somebody on fire. Maybe this is going to go ahead and be heard by someone who says, you know what, I need to go ahead and have that guy come out and talk to my team. That could be the thing that turns everything around. This can turn into a podcast. This can turn into I don't know. But because of what I'm doing, this is a one-to-many activity. And for you authors, this is for you. You're sitting down there on the book. Great, you wrote it. Fantastic. But is there a podcast? Are there people talking about it? What are the things that you're creating one-to-many type of activities to? How can I leverage that more? For some of you right now, they're going to see the stuff and say, that's the type of voice I need to have in my life. I want that person to coach me. This is what happens. Guys, I'm seeing it for myself. I got people who are telling me they've been watching my content for years. And then they decide to say, you know what? They are enthusiastic and also about putting money and now paying me to go ahead and coach them professionally. What was happening? The content that I was doing was continuing to work long after I stopped. That's how you know you're operating in leverage. That's how you know that what you're doing is now producing that opportunity. So guys, listen, I'm hoping this is becoming clearer to you. Maybe you just simply basically using the wrong vehicle, and that's okay. I discovered it too, but now that you know, what are you going to do about it? Well, guys, if that's you right now, I want to invite you, and I'll sub at the end here. You guys know I'm a coach, and again, love to go ahead and get a chance to discuss this deeper with you. If that's you, please go to CoachDesmond.com on that and create a method. Go ahead and do a free coaching session. But for others out there, if you're saying, Des, got it, let's start taking a look at what we're doing. Am what I'm doing going to do it? And guys, matter of fact, is what I'm doing now providing a multiplication effect? Is my system simply one to many, matter of fact, one to one, or one to many? And if it's one to one, then we know we got work to do. Let me leave you with this thought here before we get done. Effort creates activity. Seeds create opportunity. Assets create leverage. Consistency creates the harvest, and time creates wealth. Guys, have patience with yourself. When you know better, you do better. God isn't good. He's great. I hope this blessed you. This is Coach Desmond. Let me know what you think about it. Matter of fact, go ahead and post your comments below. I appreciate it. Go ahead and hear from you. Until next time, you guys take care and look forward to working with you sometime real soon.